Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I found a couple interesting articles as far as the DCEU goes. They're kind of a hot mess, and they have been for a while, but it says Justice League is officially dead in the DCEU. Thankfully, I don't think that movie should have ever came out. Like, it was okay for what it's worth. Like, there was a lot of issues with it, though, besides even just the obvious CGI issues. Between the two different directors, and don't get me wrong, both directors are very talented, but when you put one following the other, it just doesn't work. Like, you got some humor and some really dark parts, and it didn't work well together. And not only that, but they should have picked, at least in my opinion, they should have picked a better villain. Like, Steppenwolf, outside of comic book readers, is not well known. Now, if you look at like Darkseid, who's been in other stuff like Smallville or different stuff from the animated series or Justice League action and different things like that, like he's well known even if you haven't picked up a comic book. So I think when most people think of Steppenwolf, they think of like Born to Be Wild, and that was not what should have been done for a major movie. But it says the chairman for Warner Brother Pictures, Toby Emmerich, made comments about this, and he said they're highly focused on DC, and that kind of follows the billion-dollar success of Aquaman, which was just absolutely my favorite DC movie. It was so well done, and it was a good mix of good action, good comedy, everything else. But it says they feel like they've turned a corner now. They're playing by DC's playbook, which is very different from Marvel's playbook. And I think that's finally smart. Like, Marvel did a really good job of introducing the characters individually and then putting them together as the Avengers. Whereas DC just took the Avengers, threw them on screen, put some bad CGI behind it, and tried to call it a day, and it didn't work out very well. It says we're far less focused on a shared universe. We take each movie at a time. Each movie is its own equation, an own creative entity. If you had to say one thing about us, is that we have always had to be about the directors. And I think that's smart. Like Patty Jenkins, she did an awesome job with Wonder Woman. I love that movie. And James Wan with Aquaman did absolutely amazing. Now, had he directed Justice League or something like that, I can't say it would have been that good. And I mean, I obviously don't know, but I think it is smart to take a step back and do each movie individually. Like, it talks about the ones that are coming up, and it says there's quite a few planned. Like, they've got Margot Robbie, Birds of Prey, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. The one I'm really, really looking forward to is Shazam. I think it looks fun, and it looks cute, and it looks almost kid-friendly, so I think there'll be a wider audience for it. I think it's going to be really, really good. Matt Reeves, the Batman, I don't know. I can't even say anything about that. I don't know. I want a Batman, but I want a detective version of a Batman, and I want somebody besides the Joker. I think, like, an awesome way to go about it would either do, like, Zsasz or Clayface, where he actually has to be a detective instead of just, billionaire Bruce Wayne and have a lot of gadgets. I want to see that detective side, but I don't know if we'll actually ever get that. And then Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, which just, I don't know. Like, at first I was like, this looks really cool. It looks like it might be fun, and it looks like it might just be enough crazy between Joaquin Phoenix and everything else to work. Yeah, now it just looks like he's wearing a thrift store costume with some just really, really bad pictures I've seen, and it's unfortunate. But they also talk about, the future for the Birds of Prey. New rumors about, Birds of Prey, which we know is going to be called the worst possible title. I think it's so goofy. The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Whatever. I hate it so much. But, so that's going to be the first one that starts in 2020. Well, it looks like after that, they're planning like a 3 series for Harley Quinn. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, so we've got Birds of Prey, and then possibly after that would be Birds of Prey versus Gotham City Sirens. Oh, Lordy. And by themselves, it would be great. But I just think they're banking too much on Harley, which would be the third movie, would be a solo movie for Harley. And I know she's a very popular character. Like, they totally fucked her up in Gotham. It was bad. Like, oh, I don't know if you watch Gotham, but I'm obsessed. And she was just a hot mess. And I don't know how well they'll do with this. Don't bank 3 movies on one character. You're looking for a problem here. Like, maybe look in to see how the first one does and go from there, because we know Suicide Squad was just one hot mess. And I can't imagine that this is going to be any better. Like, the casting doesn't even look that good. Besides Margot Robbie, who I absolutely love. I think she's gorgeous and she does a great job. But 3 movies on one character, and I know there's supporting characters, I get that, but they're banking this on Harley. And she may be a fan favorite, but there's a lot of fan favorites. And to already have this planned out without even, like, finishing some of the other stuff is insane. I don't see this working out very well at all. Like, I would love to see a Birds of Prey movie, or not a Birds of Prey, a Gotham City Sirens movie, but I don't want it to just be completely centered around Harley. I don't want everything we see. I want to see Ivy. I would love to see Ivy. But I don't want the main focus to be Harley. I feel like she's shoehorned in a lot of these things just because she is such a fan favorite. And I feel like maybe it's time to step back from the Harley parade and let some of the other characters that are just as good and just, maybe not quite as popular, but they could get there. I don't know. So plan on for the next 4 years, every teenage girl dressing as Harley for Halloween. I don't know. I think this is going to be a hot mess. I think it's smart to take Justice League out of the DCU, but not bank the DCEU, but not bank all your money on Harley. Come on now. I feel like every other video I'm saying, what the fuck were you thinking, DC? And here's another one where I have to say it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I don't know. I'm still torn. I just think it's way too much Harley for me. And I love Harley, but it's just absolutely too much. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.